Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Life Unscripted with Mrs. 𝗟𝗲𝗦𝗄𝗧𝗧. In this series, I share with you how you can be able to become a student for life beyond academic session or just at your formal school environment in order to achieve optimum success. And today we are going to briefly talk about how you can be able to harness opportunities and why you struggle to harness these opportunities even when you are in that formal school setting. All right. So previously, I was able to engage a particular session with my husband on a speaking engagement in a school setting, particularly a university. And it occurred to me based on my own past experiences of why these things happen. And I decided that I'm going to share this thing with you today. I know it's weekend and I know you want to enjoy a lot about yourself, but I think that this weekend is also a time for you to retreat, review your week, and actually start your new week on a very powerful note. Now, what is opportunities? Most of the times, why we miss opportunities, it's not just because opportunities, or it's not just because some people are luckier, is why you even in the first place feel that those people who doesn't come to classes are going to not succeed in life, are going to remain unsuccessful in life, is because you really do not understand what this opportunity is all about. And that's why when you graduate and come out expecting those opportunities to show itself, it doesn't come as expected. And for the places that you're meant to maximize, preparing yourself for them in the school system, you do not see it even as an opportunity because of the several reasons I'm going to share with you today. So you shouldn't be the only one here. Do well to invite your friends, your enemies, your friends, your concubine, your neighbors, your village people to actually join the series right here so that you can be able to uh, because the envy is less when everyone is succeeding. All right. So going into the business of today, what is truly what this opportunity is all about? People have made this opportunity look like it's so like just for lucky people. You know, I'm going to explain the essence of luck and everything, but that's not the topic of today. But what I want you to know is that your concept about opportunity is biased. And so you think that opportunity is when you find a job based on what you want. Whereas there are a lot of opportunities that present itself, but because you do not understand the true concept of opportunity, you have been missing out on it. That's why poor people remain poor because they pass over opportunities repeatedly, not because they do not know the opportunities appear, but because of their ignorance, they cannot see that opportunity. They cannot see it as opportunity. Most of them see it as stress. Most of them see it as disturbance. Most of them see it as, no, this thing is not for me, whereas it's an opportunity presenting itself. Now, what is an opportunity? Opportunity is just the time you are seeking for admission, and then you now saw that you can actually get to that your destination without passing through the school system. So you now see that anytime you get the admission, it now opens itself to allow you to prepare for that particular thing that you aim to achieve. So that particular moment is when you say that this is an opportunity. So simply, opportunity is a part or a port to progress. It's as simple as that. It's an open door for progress. But a lot of people do not enter into this realm, and that's why they don't prepare for it. So the essence of preparation is met at the point of opportunity. But people don't harness it because they always see opportunity as a medium to blow. It's not a medium to blow, it's a medium to prepare. All right. So you need to be able to understand that your concept is going to affect your process. That's why the second problem is that your why for even gaining admission is not for preparation. You gained admission just to belong to this set of persons that want to answer I'm a graduate. You want to get admission because you want to live the life around school system or what is going on. You want to get admission not just for what it is, but you are getting it because you don't want your family to feel like you are so unserious. And so that's why most of the times, because of that your why, you don't pay attention to what is happening in the school environment. School will not pass through you because your why is not so strong for you to see the opportunities that dwells right in. So in that particular event, I saw that a specific sets of students are really taking personal development very, very seriously in the universities. And then you will also see the same in the same university, there are a lot of students that are not seeing these things that they need to prepare. Aside what the school has to offer, they need to actually personally develop themselves to be able to see things from a clearer picture, expand their realm of possibilities, to be able to maximize their seasons. And so they are in the same school environment, but they are not harnessing the opportunity because their reason is wrong and their concept about opportunity is wrong. So, one of the things that you need to be able to understand is that your definition is going to affect your application. The way you define things is the way you apply those things that you have defined for yourself. That's why anytime you say I can, then you can. Anytime you say you can't, then you can't. It's as simple as that. So life is going to respond to you based on what you believe. And that's why when we are building confident global champions, we understand the dimension and the aspect of this belief system to actually help you become. So because of that, one of the things that people are lacking is that they fail to actually think for themselves and believe for themselves. That's why social media has a lot of influence on you. You're no longer, you are walking outside of your vision, you're walking outside of your purpose. Why? Because you do not think for yourself. You don't have a way of retreating yourself from the noise out there because of what those social media influences are having their opinion on you. Their opinion are now defining you. You cannot be able to think for yourself anymore. You are too busy and yet unproductive because you are not able to step out of that noise to know what things are truly for yourself. And so people are always moving, but they are not making progress because they don't take out time to think. They think it's a waste of time to actually sit down and think about their lives, to know what truth is for them, what they should buy, and what they should really stand for. Because life is designed to actually for you to stand on your feet. It's not for you to depend on people. The essence of people is to support, multiply that which you have stood up for. All right. And so now, what are you standing up for? Because we are talking about the school of life. Because if you do not see the school system as an opportunity to prepare for what life has to offer, then you are going to come out and join the queue of people saying, I wasted my time. And of course, you did because you did not have the enough awareness, you did not have enough knowledge to bring you into consciousness of what you have to prepare before the problem presents itself. That is what separates problem solvers from solution providers. All right. So problem solvers always wait for problem to come before they solve it. But solution providers goes beyond that to actually see the future because they have a consciousness, because they are able to grow their awareness through learning about how life works and know how to maximize season in order to prepare for the future. So even before now, a lot of people saw that 2025 is going to be the way it is. Why? Because they were able to prepare previous years ago for what is about to come. Today, they are benefiting because they prepared for it. But you are waiting for the problem to appear before you start solving it. It's not the best way. Being proactive is it's very, very important. And that is why opportunity gives you, that allows you and opens up a path for you to see these things and begin to make progress. But because you do not understand these two things, it's affecting the way you interpret the school system. It's affecting the way you are going to uh, partake in the real world when you are outside of that academic session. That's why it looks like a different place. It looks like you are a stranger in the land that the school system was meant to prepare you for. But because you didn't see school as an opportunity of preparedness, you now abused that opportunity at that moment and come out as a stranger. That's why you are confused. And so you don't want that to happen to you in 2025. For the fact that you are following life unscripted should be able to open your mind to what you should focus your attention into. Like I told you in my previous series, your personal development should be 70% if you are in university, and your school environment should be 30%. There is a reason to that. And if you want to find out, watch out on my previous series to be able to understand the depth of what I just said now. Now, the last but not the least is that it's not just that your definition is wrong or your why is right, but another problem that will not be able to move you, that is holding you back from moving you into actually seeing these opportunities, is what I call your attention. Wherever your attention goes is where your energy flows, and that is where your results will show. Time does not change anything. Time only reveals where you pay attention over a period of time. I had a prospect in my space for quite some time, I think for over 2 years. One of the days I approached her, I told her that I think you can be better. And she was telling me a lot of things that she needs to work on. And I have a resource that could help her. Just for a small token amount of money. She said, it's too expensive, it's too this, it's too. I said, this is an opportunity for you to transit. And with this, you can actually ask me a question on how I can help you, because this clarity is very progressive. All right. So I'm using this as a bait for you to have an uncommon access for more questions you are going to come up with. But she didn't see it that way. The next week, I saw on her status that she bought a wig that is even, is it 20x or 30x more than the amount of money she could have spent to be able to get a book that will transform herself. So she pays attention to the container more than the content. And so what time is going to do is not that tomorrow she might decide to call it village people. But the thing was that she was not prepared for what is about to happen. So her attention was on covering where there is no content. So it means that the container is so fine, but there is no content inside. You see a beautiful lady, but the beauty does not come with brains. It did not come from the inside. And so by the time those kind of people, when they want to build relationship, they build people like them, and they are wondering why their life are not changing. Why? Because the content there is a transformation that needs to happen there. But when opportunity was presenting itself, your attention was in some other things. So when you even get into the school, you begin to pay attention to some things that would drive you away. And so what you are meant to pay attention to, you even dedicate low attention span for. You will see people 24 hours, they are aimlessly swiping on social media, but on the same smartphone that you and that person staying in the same school is actually using. The person is using it to make money, to develop skills, to do other things. And you think that person doesn't know what they are doing. Now it's time to direct your attention the right way, because attention is very expensive. And like I shared with you, where your attention goes is where your energy flows, and that is where your result is going to show. So if you direct your attention into, okay, I really want to be better in my life, and your attention begins to come to yourself more than it is about what school has to offer, you can now be able to see the need to be able to take the advantage of that your season in order to multiply the effect of yourself for what you intend to achieve in the time to come. So a lot of low attention span are here. That's why a lot of people are experiencing lack in the midst of abundance. Our grandmothers doesn't have the level of knowledge that we do have in our generation now. And AI is coming. Artificial intelligence is coming. There is always a revolution. It only gets bigger. Right here. And so my question to you is, what are you doing with it? Where is your attention? All right. You already know that your definition is wrong and your why is wrong, but where is your attention right now? Where are you paying more attention to? It is time, and this weekend is an opportunity for you to review your attention wherever it is. Review your attention to where it is, to what it should be. Put back that attention to yourself and ask yourself, am I really in line with my purpose? What am I really called to do? Why am I even in the school in the first place? Those questions are very, very important. And everybody doesn't have to know that you are asking these questions. You just have to go into yourself to ask yourself, be honest and brutal about yourself. If you pet yourself, you will be comfortable with your situation. And over time, you will live a life of regret. You don't want that to happen. So this is an opportunity presenting itself. Even as you are watching me, you did not come into this live series at this time of the day, wherever place you are watching from, by chance. It's not a mistake. It's not a coincidence. You are meant to be here because this is creating an opportunity in your mind to see clearer what the things that you are meant to start paying attention to if you want to achieve optimum success in life, because you really need to learn how to fail in school in order to win in life. You have to get away from people's perception in order to live your life, because life is going to reward you when you come alive. That is why money can only respond to the value that dwells right in your content. Imagine if you don't engage personal development to be able to build on that content. What are you going to share to the world? How do you become influential? You want to be influential, but you don't want to invest. Now it's time to begin to pay attention to this thing. Money is not a limitation for you to invest on something. Sometimes it is actually your attention, it is your energy, it is your attributes that can even give you access to these things. Even when I was very passionate about learning this thing about music, most of my teachers, I didn't have the money when I actually started to invest in that, but I showed them that I had the time. I was ready to serve. I was ready to serve them the best way I could because I was really passionate and ready to learn. And you know what? One thing that your teachers are looking for is not your money. They are actually looking for your teachability, because you can only transform people who have actually decided. See, what I'm sharing with you is coming from a practical experience as well as improved knowledge. And that is what you have to start paying attention to today, so that you can be able to maximize your time and season, wherever place you are learning from, in order to navigate the complexities of life. So the essence of you going to school is not just for you to follow along and all of that. It's an opportunity for preparedness, for you to understand how this life is going, how people interpret things, because that is what is called a university, from the word universe. How does the world work? You want to actually pay attention to that environment, so that you can be able to prepare yourself for what is out here, for all the problems here. So you don't graduate. If you are a graduate and you are always out and complain about what is happening in your country, you are the problem. You are actually the problem. Because of what? You are not paying attention to what you are meant to pay attention. So opportunities will come to you, but instead of using them very well to actually contribute that which you claim you have developed yourself for, you begin to complain. So you are just like every other person who do not have that opportunity to for people to invest in them to actually go through that forward. So what's the difference between you and that other person? All right. So that's why the school of life is very, very important, because it is going to show you beyond school curriculum to know the structure of life. And that is why we are building confident global champions, because these things are not what the school system that is, we are actually, the formal school system we are actually engaging will not teach you. And that is why, because of these lapses, we have decided to bridge that gap by building the confident global champions. If you want to be part of us today, on Sunday by 7 p.m. West African time, we'll be engaging on effective accountability, because we have seen that a lot of people lack the attribute of accountability to actually maximize the relationship God sent to their lives in order to prepare for their opportunities, in order to prepare for life ahead of them. And so that is why we are engaging on that. You are going to deal with that attention span something when you engage effective accountability. And so I'm going to share my secret on how I hosted 366 live videos on networking in 2024, and what are my secrets and the system that I was able to employ in order to be consistent and finish, and what the results look like. Because while you are seeing me, you don't know what is happening behind the scenes, and you don't know why I appeared at this time of the day. It is only when you come into the space that we will be able to share these things with you. It's not everything you see on social media. There is a lot going on, because what you see on social media is as a result of work, of a lot of work that have been done behind the scenes. So do not be deceived. Get into the DMs beyond the comment section. Get out of the space so that you can be able to find position in your place. And the time is now. Hit the link in the description of my channel, or if you're watching on Facebook, hit the link on my bio. Let's have that conversation and be able to show you how you can be able to use the mindset of an entrepreneur in order to learn your way into the wealth and the dominion you are called to do. And remember that I still remain your friend, and you're going to get edupreneur and networking strategist, Mrs. 𝗟𝗏𝗪𝗏. And until I see you in the next series of Life Unscripted, I want you to remember that it is time for you to live the life that you are proud of, and not the one people recommend. And optimum success is achievable if you learn these things based on what we are sharing consistently in order to have a fulfilled life. I can't wait to see you on the other side, and of course, in the next series.